Hey there, YouTube. We're back. We're going to talk more about this whole Trex arm situation. Since the news that Lucas's left Trex arms broke, it was amazing to watch, really. You're just kind of like, how can this be happening? Now, over the course of a few days, people have learned a lot. Stuff like, oh, Lucas didn't really have a majority control of Trex arms. And you're like, well, how the hell did this happen? How did he not control his own business? And stuff like that. There's a lot of things have been learned, but I have to say we haven't heard a whole lot from the Trex arms side. We want to hear like what the other brothers have to say, just because it's like maybe there's something that we're missing over here. I mean, I don't really think so. Lucas's story seems pretty complete, and it's not like it makes Lucas look like a genius. It's not exactly a big brain CEO move to not control your own company, But at the same time, a lot of these decisions were made quite a long time ago. Anyway, we haven't heard a lot from Trex arms. Now, early on, they were up in the comments on Instagram being really defensive. I screen capped some of it before it ended up getting deleted, I think. These comments taken down, but one guy saying Lucas would have taken a better pick, and then Trex Arms main account replying Lucas didn't take photos. One guy saying didn't Lucas design that holster? Then a Trex Arms employee saying didn't Gaston design that Glock? Like kind of really defensive type of stuff. With people in the comments noticing they're responding to rage bait. Can't wait to hear all the full details. Watching Trex Arms and their employees fight for their life in these comments while simultaneously alienating their last customers by being condescending in their replies should be a case study for how not to run a business or PR strategy. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, they stopped doing that. All right, so Trex Arms stopped being really defensive. Lucas put out his video, and it's kind of been silence for a few days until Brandon Wombat, he's Brandon Wombat on Instagram, but he's like the new front man, right? The new Lucas, I guess. He was on a live stream last night with Focus Trip. I'm gonna put the link down in the description, so you can go watch that live if you want to. I think he sticks it out for like an hour and a half or so. To be honest, it's not a super interesting live just because he doesn't have. It's not like he has like some grand defense or something you haven't heard. It was like, oh, these incidents, like they didn't violate Christian principles, and Lucas should never have put out the information that he did because that was very damaging. Like he shouldn't have done that. It was that type of stuff, those type of statements. I thought the most interesting thing that came from Brandon's corner was actually posted by his wife. His wife posted a breakdown on Facebook, which I have here. So let's go read the facts. Let's read the facts here from his wife, Brandon Wombat's wife. All right. Only Brandon has very consistently and openly shared his beliefs and faith with his friends and followers. That's just Brandon. No one else, I guess. The only time I've heard the other individual, and I think this is a reference to Lucas, share his faith in the last several years was to tell you very misleading statements and then to offer you to take part in his new brand. Brandon took a huge risk for the benefit of the remaining people in the company, some of whom it's all they have. He is absorbing an immense amount of hate for the benefit of others, not himself. So that guy who's the new on-camera front man for Trex Arms is doing this not for his benefit, but for other people's. He sounds very selfless. It's good. The other individual made a statement how he will miss the people when by spouting off misleading information, he knew he'd be tarnishing the company and destroying the livelihoods of those same people who helped him build it. I taught sexual response and prevention classes, sexual assault response and prevention classes during my time in the military, and while I may not be a legal expert, I can very confidently say that the individual no longer employed at Trex didn't commit any offense close to the definition of harassment. And I think this is in response to the pictures that were sent to Lucas's wife. Okay, so there it is. And it's like, it's not a very compelling sort of defense, like honestly. But that was kind of the thing last night. Again, I'll put the link down in the description. Take a look at the Brandon Wombat live if you'd like. It's kind of weirdly self-righteous, I would say. That's the best description I have for it. It's weirdly self-righteous because it's kind of like, I don't really understand what this is all about. In any event, I think we're going to be hearing more from Trex in the future, but they've gone a little quiet. I think the public definitely is not on their side, you know. Okay, let's go down through your comments on my video. Trex is cooked. We'll sort these comments out and go down through them. With brothers like that, you don't need enemies. 2,300 likes on that comment. Holy shit. Okay. Trex Arms really 320'd themselves. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. And it's just about ego, power, control, as near as I can tell. All right, Trex disabled Instagram comments. LOL. I think they are not disabled now. They're just not posting a lot. His wife is a godsend for putting a lot of things in perspective and being Lucas's advocate. Good on her. Now, I've seen a lot of comments about Lucas's wife. A lot of, like, to be honest, a lot of negative type of comments. And we should talk. I mean, I think people are ignoring the timeline. Like, there's a lot of people that they look at her and they're like, oh, this chick, she doesn't like fit the rubric. She's for a trad wife, you know? So she's bad. That's like, people kind of think that way. But consider the timeline. Like, she was not in the mix in 2016 when Lucas effectively had the business taken away from him, right? That was when he signed this document with his brothers. Yeah, she wasn't around for that. Like, she didn't have anything to do with that. And then also consider Lucas himself saying, hey, no, she helped me. Like, she helped me recognize all this stuff. And you could tell he's in a predatory situation. You know, I would think somebody's 10 and 12-year older brothers, like your older brothers would want to protect you from a bad financial arrangement, just like the one that Lucas ended up in with his older brothers. You just look at on the face of it. You're just like, these guys are not helping you, dude. There's no way. I don't know like what that family dynamic was like, but it doesn't sound very good to me. All right. What's amazing is it sounds like Lucas's brothers didn't put a single dime into the company and were able to gain ownership. Yeah, well, people have always talked about Lucas's past, like, and said some pretty negative things like, oh, he's from a cult. You know, I've seen those type of comments. Well, I think he was from it doesn't sound like a very healthy dynamic or a very healthy situation there where that's how it ends up playing out. Lucas should have never given up any ownership and control to anybody. Yeah, no shit. My best friend since early childhood is my boss and the owner of the gun store that I've managed since the beginning. The business has grown and been generally successful. My buddy and I have both been instrumental in that. Exactly, yes. He has gotten plenty of offers from people who inject money and capital in the business in exchange for fractional ownership. He always told them, dude, you alone put your balls on the chopping block to start this thing. Don't ever give up any control of your business to anybody, including me. Yes, exactly. That's good advice. Lucas opened the door to family and greed walked in. He learned that lesson the hard way and he'll never make it again. Lucas deserves respect for sticking to his principles while faced with losing a business he created. Yeah, I think that's true. And I think Lucas looked at this situation and he like found a way to win, right? The way to win is to punch out. Now they owe him money and he can go start his own thing. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll buy from whatever company Lucas owns, not buying from Trex again. Yeah, it does feel, it's definitely a vibe shift. It feels a little dirty buying from Trex now, doesn't it? They insisted he get a prenup in order to protect the company, but when he said he would get a prenup if they all got post-nups, they refused. LOL, what assholes. I mean, I'm not surprised by that, though. I mean, it's rules for thee, not for me, is one of those things. Not going to lie, I haven't really been a fan of Lucas, but gained a lot of respect for him making that video. It made me gain a different perspective on him. Yeah, I think so. I think like Lucas had to like come to the realization like this was the play. What he's doing now, like this is the only way to kind of get free of this thing. I have to applaud Ben for his take on this. Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Lucas didn't deserve to be stabbed in his back by his family like that. No, of course not. Again, like I would think that your older brothers or your father figure type would be keeping you out of very bad financial arrangements that don't serve you. Like they should be protecting you from that stuff. Having previously gone on record saying Lucas seemed like a pompous, pretentious twat, I'm a grown man and can admit when I'm wrong. I must say that I'm in no way a religious person, but I'm a stand-on-principle type man. Now, having heard both sides of the situation, I'm going to say 1,000% I back and respect Lucas and his decision and position on how everything was handled. I have never bought from Trex, but this revelation of how family could and did treat other family at the highest level in that company, I will never buy from Trex in the future. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Lucas's older brothers seem like weasels. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what's funny is, like, I don't need to know anything more than, like, oh, you guys got majority control of this thing without putting any money in or anything. It's like, you can see what kind of people they are. It's like, of course. That's because, again, like, in my opinion, this is the type of thing they ought to have been protecting him from, not doing to him themselves. I know I talked a lot of shit about Lucas, but that's how you handle a PR release. No legalese. I was just wrong about some things, but this is what happened, ABC. Yeah, exactly. Lucas killed it, and Trex is not really speaking freely right now because I think they don't have a story that they can tell that sounds good at all. Like, they don't have a story to tell. They have nothing. I don't think. Let's see if there's anything other good stuff here. Just wait till his brothers at Trex attempt to shut up Lucas by suing him over his video. You can't sue him over truthful statements, though. It's not gonna go anywhere. I too was initially confused as to how all this happened with his company. After hearing the story, it all made sense, since what I thought was his was not. Swindling your younger brother out of ownership of his company is a part of all this that blew me away as much as anything. Yeah, you and me both. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And again, it's like precisely the thing you would think a guy's older brother would protect him from, not do to him. Kids, listen up. A partnership is a sinking ship. Yeah. Wonder what the remaining shareholders' value is now after Lucas video. Well, it's diminished substantially, I would say. All right. Well, that's enough with this. Again, check out the Brandon Wamball live if you find it interesting. Might be worth watching. And I do think in the future we're going to be hearing more from Trex.